Okie doke, another project that we're working on. In this case, we in Monroe, Georgia, working on the master bathroom. You will see it in just a moment, but this clip will be about installing corner shelf. The type of shelf that you see here right now. There are different options available in the market. Most of the times there will be prefab shelves. In this case, what we did, we had a granite company manufacturing those shelves customly for me. They been manufactured from exactly same slab that later will be used on vanities countertop. This is marble, this is Emperador, this is the name. It's pretty thick, which is good because make this even more durable. About 1 inch and 1/8 in thickness. This is how it came. It has all edges straight over here, and this nicely rounded to my preference and polished. And we will be putting this in as a shelf, as a corner shelf for shampoo bottles, soap, stuff like this in a shower. The installation process is same for the shelf and same for the corner seat. We can easily use this product also as a corner seat. Homeowners didn't want any corner seats, any benches in this shower, so we ended up only with the 3 corner shelves. But like I said, installation exactly same for each corner shelf that you put it in, and corner seat mounted to the wall seat will be exactly same. So let me show you the best way to do it to make it really durable. Alrighty, so we already have 2 of those shelves in place. Of course we need a corner of 2 walls to be able to put it in. There's no any other option to make it hold the way it's supposed to, of course. But we have 1 in place, and here we have a second one, and we still missing the 3rd one. I will be showing you how to put the 3rd one in this case. This one is fairly low because it will be used for the homeowner to put a foot over here, and it's easier to shave legs later, etc. So this is very convenient, so you don't have to dance in a shower and accidentally fall. Pretty safe, really durable, and as I mentioned, for the request of the homeowners, mainly shaving shelf. So this is why it's so low. We have second one and another one to go. So simple steps. We have to leave enough room in the corner close to the size of the shelf. Let's say if our shelf will be 10 inches in diameter here, we want to make sure to leave at least 8 inches here for the shelf to be thin setted, let's say glued to the wall. Same situation over here. In this case, it nicely turns out that I have a exactly nice solid piece finishing here and nice solid piece finishing here, leaving us just enough room to put this shelf. Sometimes if we have this style going way farther and just a smaller cut, we have to notch the solid piece as much as we have to have enough of a distance from the corner to somewhere here. Like I said, if the shelf is 10 inches, I would recommend to have an 8 inches. If the shelf will be 8, I would say do the cutout for 7 inches. Same situation here. They don't have to be exact in the size, but this is actually where our shelf will be supported, because our shelf will sit on this edge over here, evenly on both sides, making this really durable. As you can see it over here, it sits here, so it will not go this way at all. And of course, another key to the success is to make sure that the shelf is mounted the way we cannot pull it out if something happens. What might happen over time, settling down of the house or some shipments, movements might cause shelf to get loose. Let's say broke the seals between tin set and underlayment and the shelf, and we don't want this shelf to fall off. This is the case. If it gets loose, of course we have to repair it, but we don't want a situation when this shelf might just fall out from the wall. So this is regarding gravity. This is what supports, and here I'll show you what to do to make it hold to the point where it's impossible to just remove the shelf. Okay, so this is it, and we'll follow up in just a second. Another important factor, of course, our shelf has to slope. If we will end up with a shelf being installed perfectly in level, or shelf being sloping to the inside, we might end up with a mold problems, leak problems. As you can see, I have the section here waterproof nicely, so even if there will be any water getting between the grout spaces, nothing will happen. But I'm always making sure that my corner shelves nicely slopes. And you see, I have a level here, kinda in the middle, and look, this is where the bubble is. As you can see closer, right now it shows really nice slope. For the shelves I'm doing 3/16, 1/8 will be minimum, up to 1/4 of an inch slope depending. There will be quite a bit of water hitting. We want to make sure that it nicely drains, not sitting causing any mold problems. Same situation with the bottom one. So the way I'm cutting out this, here you can see I'm making sure that this piece where actually shelf sits on top, it's slightly cut in an angle. This distance I'm cutting shorter, against the corner side it's longer, depending how much slope we want to create. In this case I had 6 inches and 1/8 here, and this is cut in an angle slightly. We have 6 inches here, making this really easy to install, because we just pretty much mainly installing this shelf directly on top. Same situation over here, 6 and 1/8, 6 inches. The slope in this case is nice and even, and the pieces on top I will have to cut slightly different. In this case this side will be a little bit longer, and in a corner will be shorter. Here I do not remember, but I believe it was about 5 inches over here, and 4 and 7/8 inside here, and same situation to this angle over here, 5 inches and 4 and 7/8. But of course dimensions will vary depending on the size of the tile and the thickness of the shelf, right? So this is it, and here we have another straight joint nicely continuing. I will be adding this second shelf over here. So what I did, I already have those pieces pre-cut, and as you can see it fits nicely over here. It's been cut in an angle already. The second piece will go on this side, and then we will fit the corner shelf on top of it, and I will give you an update in a few moments. Let me work on cutting the shelf, because this is another interesting part, how to cut the shelf to make it hold the way it holds. Another important step before I do the cutout, before I will cut the shelf, here is the tricky cut. What I've been explaining you, for shelf to hold to the point where we cannot really pull it out, I will measure from the corner to where tile starts. We have 8 inches and 1/8. So in this case I will leave about a 1/8 for the tin set, for the mortar, and 8 will be distance here of our shelf. On this other side we have a little bit more. We have 9.5. So I will have the shelf notched 9 3/8, and I'm checking those numbers. This is our shelf, and what else? What will be next to do? I will, Peter. I'm gonna mark this nicely on the shelf. We had 9 3.5, so I'm marking 9 3/8 over here, and here we had 8 inches and 1/8, so I'm marking 8 inches. So this is our cutout. This is how deep the shelf will go inside, and same situation here, go in this direction. And here we will notch this corner, so actually our wall tile will be blocking the shelf here. As you can see, if we, this is, let's say, our wall tile that is already on the wall, and this is the dimensions, I have to notch the shelf to make this hold. So as you can imagine, later it will be impossible to pull this out, but but this is step-by-step process, and to make it real hold the way it holds. Another important thing, how much we have to cut it out. So the way it will be done, I'm grabbing piece of towel that we're using. I'm putting this flat here, because this is pretty much same situation. We adding tin set here, we adding tin set later on the back of the niche, of the corner shelf, sorry. And here on this side, we have to have this side nicely touching the tile, right? So there's not too much of a gap. So I'm placing this for the thickness of the tile and marking this. And this is how much I will have to cut it out for the thickness of the tile. Nice and flush over here, and here thickness of the tile. So as you can see, this is our cutout here, and it will be nicely blocked on the wall. So same situation on this side. It's about not even half of an inch, so I can mark it without putting towel. But here, this is our another notched corner, as you can see. So this will be notched on this side, and this is our wall tile that we already have in place, and this is how it's gonna hold. So as you can see, it will be impossible to remove this shelf later. Okay, so let me do this cutting station here. I'm doing all the cuts. I have this notches, this pieces that I have to cut it out marked nicely, and I will be cutting this right now to show you the best way. Let me turn the wet saw on. Works. So first of all, I'm cutting from this side all the way through to the thickness of the tile that I've been marking previously. We don't want to go too far, because this is visible side. Underneath we can cut it out a little bit more deeper, because no one will ever see it. It's not going to be noticeable. Here we cannot really go farther in our mark. As you can see, I already have this cut right now in this direction. Of course, 90 degree. We have to remember to keep it in a 90-degree angle. And same situation, we cannot cut too far, because it will show later. See, and this has been really nicely notched. I'm repeating same process on the other side, what I've been marking. And voila! One notch, second notch, cut to the dimensions that I've been checking later, and let's go to see how it will actually fit. So this is it, and this is it.